Hello all, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to talk about balance of CSS tutorial. This is the third video in this CSS tutorial videos. If you have not watched my previous videos, go to my channel and then watch video 1 and video 2 before coming into this third video of CSS tutorial. So for the newcomers or who is visiting first time, uh, I'm using w3schools.com as a base to explain the content. Uh, this tutorial has this site has a good content. That is why I chosen w3schools.com as a base content. The similar content is available in other sites such as Tutorials Point and Java Point also. Uh, since this is a good content, I have chosen this as a base content. And if you want, you can go to other sites also. And one more point, I have installed XAMPP in my local setup. You can also download and install, and I have placed the sample programs in XAMPP, htdocs, and CSS folder to test the sample program. I will show you how I am testing. CSS test.html. So this is actually running on XAMPP, Apache, and the CSS is what CSS files which I copied there. I am also using Visual Source Code to test my to as a editor and then to test my applications also. So if you want, you can follow that one, or you can use your own favorite editor to test your CSS files. And I have created many videos covering HTML, JavaScript, Python, PHP, MySQL. Go to my channel and then watch the videos. So in previous video we have discussed till tables. Now we will discuss about the topics starting from CSS display. So let us start. Display property is the most important CSS property for controlling the layout to block level. So display property is used to change the default display behavior of HTML elements. So a block level element always starts with a new line and it takes up the full width available. You see here a block, the entire thing it will take, right? So examples of block elements are div h1 to h6, paragraph, form, header, footer, and a section. So inline elements. So an inline element does not start on a new line and only takes up as much width as necessary. This is the inline. Okay. So you can examples of inline elements are span and a and img tags. Okay. And the display property values are inline block contents, flex, grid, inline block, inline flex, inline grid, inline table, list item, run in, table, table caption, table column group, table header group, table row group, table cell, table column, table row, none, initial, inherit. So understand all these, you know, how it can be represented is written here. Okay. So display none is commonly used with the JavaScript to hide and show elements without deleting the recreating them. So let us actually test. Okay. So display inline. Okay, display list of links as horizontal. You know, you see list item. This is inline, list item inline. So that is how, otherwise it will be shown in the one by one. So this pan display is there, span display and then span, right? It is a block. Okay, so it is in a block. So that is what we declared here. Okay, so let us discuss the next topic. Hope you are following me. If you want it, you come and check or test yourself, try it yourself on this w3schools.com. Within the max, right, for a particular block, so we can set the width and the block, right, division width and margin and border, div x1, div x2. Okay, so if we mention div and then div x1, div x2, okay, and then we can mention width and spaces, border, the solid, and this is the hexadecimal color we have given. Okay, 3 pixels. So accordingly you can, you know, margin also auto, so it will actually display according to the property values which we have given. Position property specifies the type of the position method, either static, relative, fixed, absolute or sticky. Okay, so in the division, if you position, make it static, okay, according to the normal way, if it is static. Relative, okay, relative to its normal position, div relative, okay, where is div? Here, so this is relative to the normal position. Okay, so class is relative and then, right, div class is relative and it is relative and it is actually placed as per the font here. Okay, fixed, that means bottom and right 0 and width, so, and borders, here it is mentioned, you see. So this is what we mentioned, the fixed right bottom, and then width also we mentioned, border also we mentioned, what is the color also is mentioned. So remember, property values are very important. Absolute, an element with the position relative to the nearest position ancestor, a parent, and then it is relative to that one. Okay, the percentage is relative to that. It is relative and it is absolute. Okay, so this is relative and it is absolute, right? So what is the absolute value? This is the relative. The div element has a position relative, and this is fixed. This is absolute. Okay, where we are keeping it because of this one. Okay, so experiment this as much as possible. Okay, so the Z index property specifies the stack of order of elements. Okay, so img and Z index minus 1. So because the image is a Z index of 1, it will be placed behind the text where it needs, is the front or top, right, top or behind. Okay, so the image is placed behind. Okay, let us keep it 1. You see, 1 front. Okay, The only thing is you need to remember all these uh, name value properties, property values, and then implement in your layout. So CSS layout overflow property controls what happens to content that is too big or too fit in the area. Okay, then what we have to see, overflow is visible, hidden, scroll or auto. Okay, when it is overflow, we can say that it is invisible, or you can say it is, if it is overflowing, still you can say visible, or you can say okay hidden. Then whatever overflown, that is hidden. Okay, and then if you want to add scroll, you make it scroll. Okay, the entire thing will be in the scroll part. Okay, and then auto. So based on the context, it will actually give. And overflow x and y also you can specify, and then based on the x part, I mean horizontal and vertical, you can actually make it hidden or overflow or scroll. Float and clear. So CSS float property specifies how an element should float. Clear property specifies what elements can float besides the cleared element and on which side. This is float left and this is float right. Okay, right where you want. Left, right or none are inherited. So if you add it here image, okay, so you are able to keep it here float right. Okay. So float left, then image is kept left side. Okay, in this. So come here and take this as an example. Take this as an example. Okay. So float clear. CSS inline block. CSS float. Okay, layout to display inline block. Let us see the example. This is inline block, right? So wherever we are keeping, that is the inline block. Okay, span A, span B and span C, and here this part we want to have inline block. Okay, and a float, and this block we can have the class is B, right? That particular part is with the specific font. Okay, using inline block to create a navigation links, you can create it here. It is like this. Okay, you can make it span, and then with navigation uh, here. This is the list item, and then we have inline block. Okay, CSS layout, horizontal and vertical align. Horizontal and vertical alignment, you can do it. Well, we are moving fast because these are all common things where you can keep you see auto center width. So this is how you can make it. How you can make it auto, and then what is the percentage, and what is the color, and what is the padding, right? And then align text, you can align the text align. We have already discussed this during the test. Okay, center and image, you can align the image with the center or right, left, right. Okay, using float, you can add in the float using the padding. So go through this because we already discussed all this during our text. So let us discuss on the combinator. So a CSS selector can contain more than one simple selector. So between the same selector we can include a combinator. So we discussed that it is a combination selector, a descending selector. Okay, a descending selector matches all the elements that are descendants of the specified element. For example, Dave, for example, um selects all p elements inside dev. That is the combination. Okay, so inside the p all those things will be having the same. You see, if you keep div, right, all will have the same font inside element. All the paragraphs will have this font. Okay, that is the combinator selector. Child selector. Child selector selects all the elements that are the children of the specified. The following example specifies that p elements are that of children of d. Okay, so here if you see dev p is the child of dev. So this p doesn't, this is not, so this p is the child. Okay, this is child, and this is not child, this is a separate section. Okay, and then this is the child. Okay, this wherever child the font is common, that will be applicable, otherwise it is not applicable. Adding sibling selectors. The adjacent sibling selector is used to select an element that is directly after another specific. Sibling elements must have the same parent element. Adjacent means immediately following. Okay, so paragraph 3 is immediately followed. Okay, adjacent. Plus means both are combination. Okay, this plus that. So the following element selects the p elements that are next sibling of div. Okay, so come back here and then test it. Okay, now we are talking about the pseudo class. So what are the pseudo classes? The pseudo class is used to define a special state of an element. Okay, so style an element when user moves over it. These are all pseudo classes. How do we do it? Okay, selector, pseudo class, pseudo hyphen class, and property value. Okay, and anchor pseudo classes. So a link, okay, a visited, all those things are there. Let us try this one. This is the, you know, universal link, and then visited link, unvisited link, and so this particular thing will change. Okay, when there is a mouse over on particular thing. If it is visited, the color will change. Okay, but let us see that pseudo class as an HTML. So highlight hover. Pseudo class can be combined with the HTML class. Okay, a dot highlight colon hover. Okay, that is how we make it. Here colon active, colon visited. So particular thing. Okay, that is a pseudo class for that particular thing. Okay, and pseudo elements. What are the pseudo elements? A pseudo element is used to style specified parts of an element. For example, style the first letter or a line of an element. Insert content before or after the content of an element. Okay, so you mentioned pseudo element, selector and pseudo element, and then property value. Right, that particular part only will be the first line, pseudo first line. Okay, so in the paragraph we mention first line. Okay, only first line will be having that particular style. Okay, so first line, there are many things which you can, first letter okay, or like that there are properties. You need to understand what are the properties, and before or after, okay, or marker. So all those things you can understand and apply. So these are the pseudo elements: after, before, first letter, first line, marker, selection. Similarly, pseudo classes, you can have active, checked, disabled, empty. So come here and then check all those pseudo classes. Opacity or transparency, which we already discussed. If we give that one, the corresponding image will actually change it to the transparency level. Okay, so if you give 1, then it will be full color. Okay, so how you are getting. So the next one is over effect. Even if you change that over, and then if you want to change, right, so that also can be done. Over and then give that opacity. You want to make it so that is all about. If you want, you can come to this site and then make it. So navigation bars, demo navigation bars, which we have here, right? These are the navigations. It can be left side or the right side or in the top. Okay, we can create navigation bars. Okay, with the navigation, right? These are the general fixed navigations, but we can make it list type none is you know nothing, but if we add it here, the value corresponding, that will actually make that navigation vertical, horizontal, all those things in display width, and try it here, right, in display block. So this is the font of the navigation, and vertical navigation you can keep it direction, text direction, and then padding, right, and UL, LI, what you need, and then hover background, you can keep it, right, like this. Okay, so for more details, come to this site and then see the example in more detail. Okay, so if you want position fixed, left side and right side. Okay, so horizontal, what we see here is the horizontal navigation. How do we do? Okay, align, display, inline. Okay, then you are actually getting this horizontal. You can also keep it for various fonts to actually do it, background, all those things you can keep it what do you want, and then you know keep it, okay, like this, the way it is. So you can make it float left, a, what is the links and all those things, it will actually come here, and then take copy and paste here, and then understand. Okay, a lot of examples are here, you can navigate, and then so drop downs you can see, right, what we see as a buttons, you can make it when you click on it. So drop down position relative display, okay, drop down content, what is that format, how left top, how left drop down, over. Okay, so these are the properties we are given to display, right, how it needs to display. Okay, so these are displayed here. Okay, initially it is hidden, so you can actually come and check it how it is done. Image gallery, how image gallery can be created. Okay, so gallery class is created for division over, and then okay, so it is highlighting, right. So see each one, gallery class, its font is an image source, add description. So for each one we have created based on that, and these are the styles we created. So image prints, image print is a collection of images put into a single image. So a web page with many images can take a longer time to load and generates multiple server requests. Using image prints will reduce the number of server requests. Okay, so all these kept in one. Okay, this is the style ID. That ID we are keeping width and height, and then this is width and height. Okay, background, these two images are kept together. Okay, so I'm going fast because these are all we already discussed. If you want, you comment it for any extra session on these things, I will discuss. With the specific attributes, CSS attribute selector, A of target, to select elements with a specific attribute, specified attribute. So attribute equal to value, target equal to blank. You can actually keep it A of target equal to blank, and then we can actually specific attribute and corresponding will be changed. Okay, so that is also another example to use it. CSS forms, and we already discussed this in HTML, right? And we can keep a specific form for each element. Okay, form, right? Form, and then label, um, and what is the type text, what is the font. Okay, for the type text, what is that ID, for ID what is the input. Okay, type text, input type submit, and input type what is the font. We can keep it here, and then corresponding thing will be displayed. Okay, this is very important subject, and then you need to command you know practice this font parameters, font properties and property values yourself. So that is the one. So let us go to counters. We have seen 1, 2, 3 earlier, or scroll bar, or So counter reset, counter increment. These are the properties you can use. Right, counter reset, selection, and counter increment section. How it is done, you can see. Section 1, 2, 3. How do we do it? It doesn't have anything. You see. These are the headers H2, but we are saying that it is before counter increment section. Okay, and body counter we are saying reset and then count. So you can actually do it, reset and make it, and that particular number will be displayed. Nested counters are also there. We can be careful how to do it. So website layout, we discussed earlier what is the layout. So it will have a header and a navigation. This is the header and a navigation menu. This is the standard one. Left side is the content, this is the main content, and right side is the general content. You can use it for ads and any additional, and then footer. Okay, so header, and header will have header font, right? It, and navigation bar, you can have a navigation font, and then the respective columns, keep it, and then make this, take this font example, and then make that website proper. This is the sample layout, which is created with the full alignment. To take this and then experiment with your site or in your local layout. Let me, for your convenience, I will tell you how to do it. I will copy this into this our test file, and then I will test it for your verification. You see, this is how it is. So you can also test it and then practice multiple times and become proficient in this CSS. So units we have seen, right? Width, margin, padding, font size. So length is number followed by length units such as pixels or percentage or whatever we already discussed in multiple times. Okay, we can have a centimeters, millimeters, pixels, okay, points, or picas. 1 picas equal to 12 points. 1 point equal to 1 by 72 of 1 inch. and pixel equal to 1 by 96th of 1 inch. Okay, inch equal to 1 inch equal to 96 pixels, 2.54 centimeters. So get this. Okay, of course browsers have their own specific things, understand. Specificity, if there are two or more CSS rules that point to the same element, the selection will be the selector will be the highest specificity value will win, and it declares style declaration will be applied to HTML element. Okay, so that is the order of priority which is mentioned here. Okay, so see which is the specificity value which you can discuss. And CSS, the important rule. The important rule is CSS is used to add more importance to the property value than normal. Okay, you can say it is important. In fact, it is important rule. It will override all previous styling rules for the specific. Okay. So now we are coming into the last one. We still can have mathematical functions called calc, max, min. You can still use it, and then in your calculation width also you can do it in the style, right? That mathematics will work, max. Okay, all those points will work. So you can use it. The minimum of 50% or 300 pixels that will actually be applicable in your. So that is all. I want to discuss about CSS. This is the end of my CSS tutorials. The advanced topics you can come and go through this. Uh, these are extensions of the base elements, and that is all about the CSS tutorial. If you want to repeatedly come to this W3 schools and practice it, I'm just giving how you actually can do the CSS in your web programming, but your hard work and understanding is very important. You come back to this site multiple times and then read it out every day so that you can get your experience on the CSS styles. And I'm coming back again. I'm offering internship at MySys IT Services PT Private Limited with various roles, and come and visit my site mysys.com/internship.html, and then understand I'm offering a 1 month free internship which is running now, and it may be waived off, may be removed later. So hurry up and then subscribe for my internship, and if you want to continue for 3 months or 6 months internship, and you will get a good experience on web developments such as airdrave.com, softdrave.com, couponsnagar.com and couponsnagar.in, NetChess and NetRummy, and other gaming, and also desktop applications, and artificial intelligence, machine learning based virtual assistant with augmented reality and AML, and as well as social media marketing, digital marketing to promote my websites and products which are listed in my portal. So if you want to inquire about, connect with me, submit at mysys.com, or connect with me in a LinkedIn as a VM, or my LinkedIn ID, and then direct message to me for further discussion. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, like, share, subscribe and comment.